Good evening. Happy rainy Monday, everybody.
Indeed. Happy rainy Monday.
We started a few minutes behind because I was kind of fangirling with both Adam and Amber about a recent update. So I'll keep you guys posted. But welcome to the Broadway Fan Club podcast. It is a rainy Monday, but we're here. And yes, that is the lovely Amber to my left, to your right, and the very dapper and debonair Adam Levowitz joining us tonight before he hits the road. And you're here. You're good.
I'm here.
And you're here. And I texted you a half hour ago. You still hanging out? Because I felt bad because you've been so busy. But we're excited to have you join us. Yeah. And we'll talk all sorts of Mozart's Don Giovanni and all the new exciting things that are going to come up. We'll talk some Broadway news, including that they fully announced the entire cast for Jesus Christ Superstar in California.
Oh, that, my favorite.
Yep.
I'm not even thinking about that too, because it's.
And we have a very exciting announcement at the end of tonight's episode that you guys are going to want to stay tuned for. So we're here. You guys are starting to filter in. We can see it. Say hello in the comment section when you pop in. I know that we're waiting for a couple people, but we're just going to get started because it is a crazy thunderstorm outside here in Florida. Amber, you said it's raining in Connecticut.
Raining in Connecticut.
And Adam, you said raining in New York.
Well, if it's raining in Connecticut, it's raining in the city. So.
Well, fair, but I mean, also
yes,
fair.
There's actual thunder and lightning, which is rare in New York.
Very, very frightening me. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in a very rock star kind of mood.
Good.
I know people have been very kindly reaching out to ask how my surgery went Thursday. I'm okay. Recovery has been exhausting, so you guys get this lovely ghost-like appearance. You're welcome.
Did you go completely under?
No, no, they don't actually give any IV. So it was a stellate ganglion block for those of you. So you're completely awake. The procedure itself is not the bad part. It's the post-procedure. So you actually get something called Horner syndrome, which is only for a couple of hours. And it's because they're essentially putting the stellate ganglion block of nerves to sleep. And that's the block that controls PTSD, fight or flight, and anxiety. So
I get that in a milkshake.
They kind of just put it in like a warm blanket and then like put it to sleep. And then when they start to wake up, it has that like edge taken off of it. Generally, this is something for the military. That's why I'm still fucking here. And for the love of a veteran, we're so kind to assist, being family of military, and my PTSD stemming, unfortunately, from Pulse. It just kind of was, I'm very appreciative to have gotten that. But yes, the Horner syndrome, I think I sent you both a photo. I will not post it publicly. But my eye, like everything droops. So your eye is like, you can't see, it was like this. And like bloodshot. And then I think the weirdest part is because this is all numb, like your whole face is numb. The weirdest part is your throat starts to get numb, which is fine. Your vocal cords get numb. But the weirdest experience is feeling, and I read about it somehow, unless it was like a fever dream, the back of your throat, you can actually feel your tongue like doing like the little wave at the back of your throat while you're talking or eating or breathing because of how the nerves are. And you can't feel any other part. So you just feel something in the very back of your throats.
Wow.
10 out of 10 would not recommend that feeling, but I will say that this, knock on wood, that this procedure is going to try to reset me. So very appreciative for SFH.
For that.
Yeah, thank you. And I see some of our regulars are coming in. Hello, Olivia. Hello, Cheyenne. But yeah, so it's been a challenge. I just got home this morning. Been down in Fort Lauderdale for the procedure since Wednesday.
Oh, right.
So I'm happy to be here. But what did you guys do this past weekend? I know Amber was at a Paracon. Adam, you've been just everywhere.
I'll tell you what I didn't do.
What did you?
I didn't work on this opera.
Oh no! I mean, because it's not perfect.
It's the first weekend in like really my entire life, but like the first weekend in 4 or 5 years that I haven't like actively been trying to build something. It was very strange.
Well, For those of those of our members who weren't here when you were kind enough to join us from intermission of opening day or opening night, you want to kind of give a brief synopsis about Mozart's Don Giovanni, a rock opera?
Yeah. So Mozart's Don Giovanni, a rock opera, Giovanni, I will say, is it's Mozart's opera. Everyone's heard of Mozart. It's some would call it the world's greatest opera, and it was sung in English with a brand new libretto and brand new book. That was thought provoking. It's funny. It was meant to speak to a 2025 audience, the same way that Mozart's libretto spoke to a 1787 audience, and it was backed by a rock orchestra.
Yeah.
So is backed by rock. So we opened off Broadway 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you had previews at the Cutting Room.
At the Cutting Room here in New York City. We had 3 previews. 4 previews,
okay.
And then opening night, and then 2 performances, and then
lava erupted from the floors and basements of New York City.
We were in this beautiful room, and with all the people on stage, the band was 10, which is ginormous.
Crazy
for an off-Broadway show. 6 on the stage, and 200 people in the audience. It was so unbelievably hot. Unexpectedly hot in the space that it became not good. I don't want to use the word dangerous, but it became a threat to the health and safety of my actors and my musicians and the audience.
I mean, you created the show. You composed, you created, you've done everything for the show. You've spent so much time on it. To not work on it this weekend's probably like crazy feeling for you.
It's very bizarre because my entire life has been trying to get to a point where I have a show up and running, and I made it, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now?
Well, we know what we're going to do now. So it was kind of like the swift kick in the butt for you, Adam, that you're like, you know what? It's not necessarily the safest. I wouldn't say safest. I wouldn't say it's the most dangerous thing, but it was a smart pivot for you. And I hate that term pivot, but I think it works well here to be like, you know what? Your dream for this show was eventually to go and do a rock star tour and hit up different cities and perform this to different audiences. You know, Amber and I, we always talk about making theater accessible. And not only was the show accessible where you had the closed captioning and you had everything where it was really able to be retained, but now you're going to be bringing it out to the masses nationwide. So, and we'll have you back on the show once those tour dates and everything are confirmed. So guys, please make sure you join the fan group. Make sure you follow the socials because this is not the last you're going to see of Mozart's Don Giovanni.
Oh, no.
This is just the beginning. But Adam's here, and we get to hang out with him and talk rock and talk cool stuff. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So you relaxed this weekend? You didn't do anything?
I don't know what I did this weekend. I actually can't remember. I think I probably did some kind of work. I tell you what, what I didn't do, and this is how I define a successful day off, is I did not leave the house. So I was running around a little bit yesterday, but today I did not leave the house, and I cooked 2 days in a row, which is phenomenally. I haven't cooked in my own place, in 2 months. So it's fun to cook.
I don't think I've cooked in this apartment in Orlando yet over a year. And I love cooking.
I do
too. And Amber, I'll tell you, if I go visit Amber in Connecticut, Amber, you spoil the crap out of me. You do. Are you still sharing the pages? I could see the face. So
I am, yeah.
For those of you guys who are like, why is Amber just sitting there and staring and just completely out of it? Amber actually takes our link and shares it to over the 100 fan groups that we run. Goodness. So everybody can see them live. Yeah. Okay. So I can sit here and rebel. And she's here. She's just looking like she's looking through the screen. But yes, Amber spoils the crap out of me when I come visit. And
you know what I was honestly thinking?
What?
I mean, I'm sure we'll get to this when I get to what I did this weekend, but I should have made some cookies.
Should have made some cookies.
Oh, God.
But we'll get to it. I was so tired.
Amber makes and I love Schmackery's, love Johnny and Zachary's so much. Amber makes the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had. And she made them spooky when I came up for Halloween in October. So they were purple. They were the best. Like, you should have made some cookies and sent them to me, Amber.
Yeah.
We'll Adam too.
I was like thinking that. I was
I want cookies.
I should have made some cookies. Yeah.
I had chopped liver for lunch today.
Yum. No, I have a bodega around the corner. They make homemade cookies. And I'm thinking I want to go get some.
Go send the kiddos to go to the bodega.
Like it's my son Max is here. He could go, but I told him once it started raining, he didn't have to leave the house. So
I mean, it's right around the corner. It's not really leaving the house. And if Dad wants a cookie, Dad wants a cookie.
Well, he's got it. Yeah, we'll see.
And I do see everybody asking in the comment section that was a little bit late. I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you so much for asking. Every day is a new day. 7 to 10 days for recovery. So right now I think I'm at day 4 or 5. So thank you guys. But yeah, so Amber spoils the crap out of me. I love cooking though, but cooking for myself, like it's always so much food. So it gets
see, my problem is that I cook for 3 and then I end up eating it all. And it's like as I'm cleaning up, one more spoonful, one more forkful.
Fair.
So I had been getting good, like cooking pasta for 1, I would measure it out. But my son is
right.
Here. I'll just pour the whole box in and then I just fucking eat it all.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not a pasta person. I'm a terrible human. I know.
I wish I was pastas. Like I love it.
And like one of my best friends is like born and raised Milanese, like lives in Italy. He's like, "You're gonna come and we're gonna have all the pasta." And I was like, "I don't like pasta. Sorry."
Wow, that's weird.
I know. I don't even like mac and cheese.
I'm gonna have to reevaluate.
Fair. It's fair. I don't mind.
Yeah, Olivia. Yeah, Olivia loves pasta. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with an anti-pasta.
I love anti-pasta salad. I eat clean.
Excuse me.
We're gonna. I prefaced this podcast episode saying it's all things rock gods. It's true. Adam, you are a rock god, though. I just want to put that out there.
I appreciate
you are, because you have so much damn talent. Like if I had as much talent as you have in my pinky finger, like you have so many cool projects. We will definitely table those in the pipeline. Plus, you created, Don Giovanni as this 2025 masterpiece. I can't wait for people to see it. And I'm gonna pull on the heartstrings of myself and get real selfish because I think I talk to you about this literally every time we talk, and Amber knows this very much. I'm a huge Phantom of the Opera fan. And when you have people that are Phantom of the Opera performing in your show and on a cast recording, like that is by far one of the coolest things I could ever imagine.
Well, you're very sweet to say that. You're talking about Ryan Silverman and Rachel Zatkoff, who are both unbelievably phenomenal actors, singers, and just really great people. And I know everyone says that, but it really is true. We had, so much fun. The room was so much fun to be in, so relaxed, so collaborative, and the things that they would come up with. I'm like, well, why am I even, as director?
What am I doing here?
Spending hours at home, like writing, blocking, and Ryan's like, well, what if we did this? I'm like, yeah, okay, well, that's way better than I.
But it's good. No, it's good in that format too, when you have a performer who has good insight and good natural tendencies too. Because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna write whatever you want to do. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of reconciled it with sort of gave him the framework for him to sort of improvise and come up with it. And it really was, Ryan is such an experienced, phenomenal actor with great instincts and a great brain. It was fun to watch his brain go like this. And then I got to say, oh, that's really good. But what if you did this? And then he would say things like, oh yeah, that's funny. And then I knew I had, I knew I had done it when Ryan was like, yeah, that's funny. And then he would do it. And it was so great.
Well, but that's a good brainstorming. That's a good kind of back and forth that you have. I the minute I met you, I was like, oh, you have good rhetoric. Like you can banter, but you also have a clear direction. But you also are very much receptive to how other people are, and you kind of collaborate with that. Like it's a very collaborative space, which is so welcome. And this, especially now.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'll give you like sort of an anecdote. So, my background is I'm a composer and an arranger, an orchestrator. So I've written a lot of like pop rock music, and the differentiation, if this is dumbing it down too much on
No, not dumbing it down at all. Sometimes with my brain, at least, I need it dumbed down. It's
So, like when you're writing for a rhythm section, like guitars and then bass, electric bass and drums, when you see those guys and girls out there playing like in wedding bands or like at clubs, they'll just be calling out, hey, let's do, I don't know, Don't Stop Believing. It's like, okay, everybody knows it. And they just sort of make up their parts as they go along. As an orchestrator and a composer, I'm a complete control freak.
You are?
So I wrote out every single thing for the drums, the bass, and the guitars to play. But with the drums, I would write things in like fill, and not so that when they go, I mean, I could write something out, but I knew instinctively, and I've always known that you're a drummer, you can play something. There's nothing that I can write that's better than what you can play. So if I give you the framework and you know the groove, you know the feel, you know where we're going, I say, Phil, you're going to give me something that is going to make me happier than I could write. And the worst thing sometimes is when I'll write too many notes and they'll play what I wrote. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, that works, but I want something better. So it's the same thing with Ryan. You know what I mean? I would like, and really all of them, but Ryan and Rachel and Richard, who played Leporello.
Incredible.
The same kind of thing. I wrote these lines, and the lines never changed. It was just the intention behind the lines. And so I just kind of stepped back and said, look, you're an actor. You know way better than me what you can, not that what you can pull off, but what feels natural to you and what's going to make the character really speak versus what, in my little hole in my room and whatever the Hobbit hole is. That'd be funny if I could have come up with that exact line. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I have an idea in my head of how it should be played, but I'm not an actor. So that was a lot of fun to watch him sort of play drum fills that I had given him the opportunity to play.
I love it. It's like you kind of, the music becomes you become the music, and then you have these like little branches that spread off, and then you can tell when somebody is touched by it. So I think that's so impressive. But you have a very unique spin on a lot of things too. Again, we won't go into other projects.
Nice way of saying it.
No, but I mean, you know exactly what project I'm talking about, and when that can be announced more publicly, then we can go into that for sure. But you have such a unique take on things that bring an enhancement for fans of specific genres. So you're enhancing a specific show, you're enhancing a specific fandom, you're bringing their journey kind of through with music. And I think that's really cool to do. That's why I emulate to it, Amber. I know, but that's why you kind of emulate to a lot of things too, is through that music journey, because music, it's healing. I will tell you, I'll make this selfish and personal for a moment. During my procedure Thursday, the doctor, shout out to Dr. Collins if he's out there watching, he's incredible, his entire team at FAE Medical, but they literally put on, he said we can either do classical music or we have like the healing tones. So there's certain vibrational music that's actually good for positive healing mentally and physically. Like, they've done research on it. So it's just this tonal music, but music really is part of us, whether it's the vibrations speaking to that we're made 90% of water, whatever it is, you feel this emotional connection and pull to certain things. And when something has that effect, and then you can actually see it played out in front of you, I think that's really where that gravitation comes from.
Well, so now you're singing my song, and this is a whole different podcast. I will tell you, would you like an exclusive insider information that nobody knows?
Of course. What do you guys think, Amber?
Absolutely.
My cast doesn't even know this.
Okay,
I never told them. So, are you either of you guys musicians, or you've been to orchestra concerts? Right?
I played flute, piano, French horn, and quads.
All right. So
I also played the flute.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm gonna come at this from a point of view. Let's assume there are people out there that don't play musical instruments.
Okay.
But you've all seen the cartoons, you've been in the symphony. When the symphony shows up and they all tune, they're like trying to match pitch. So in 2025, what we tune to is A440.
Okay.
So that means A lives at 440 megahertz. That's the vibrations.
Okay.
Now, I tuned my orchestra down to A432. And for those of you conspiracy theorists, I encourage you to go look up A432
I'm
and the
looking right now.
conspiracy behind it.
I'm looking right now. A432.
Yeah. Now, I don't know, and I haven't done enough research about it to really speak on it effectively. So I'm not going to say anything about the
It
conspiracy.
advocates claim it sounds more harmonious and connects with nature and the human
Yes.
body, while some argue it has no measurable difference, blah, 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 blah.
Right. But it gets, if you go down the rabbit hole, you're going to find some things about World War II and Hitler around it.
Okay, I love that. Not that I love Hitler. I know you're
So,
going with that.
I will tell you, there is this movement, a very small movement in music to tune everything down to A432. But why I did it, well, because I do believe that the frequencies, when you play or sing a note, you have what they call the fundamental, and then you have all of these things vibrating above it.
Yeah.
And if your A is at 442, it triggers this set of vibrations. If you're at 432, it sets up another. And there's some, and again, I don't have all the information.
I love that. No, but see, I think that's so cool. And Cheyenne says something too. I'm going to put this up on the screen, actually. Cheyenne says the greatest thing about music is that it's a universal language.
Yeah.
It's for sure. Because Don Giovanni is performed traditionally in either Spanish or Italian, correct?
Italian, yeah.
Well, but it's been translated Spanish as well.
Well, so Don Giovanni is based on the old Don Juan trope from, it's as old as anything, and it's been repurposed in many different languages. So when you think of Don Giovanni, you're thinking of Don Juan, which is a Spanish character. So the original, and I even quoted him in my show. I can't remember the guy. I should know this, but anyway, yeah, it was originally a Spanish. Well, I don't know if originally, but I think one of the earliest presentations of it in theater or as literature was in Spain. And in fact, Don Giovanni does take place in Spain, so that
right. It's one of the romantic languages. It's not all of them. I'm trying to imagine opera in French. That would not work.
Well, there are plenty of operas in French, but
this opera in French, though.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been translated to French, but whether or not it's been performed professionally.
My brain is still very much on Phantom. I'm thinking like the Palais Garnier, like.
Yeah.
Very much obsessed. But yeah, no, I think that's really fascinating with the tonality of it and the vibrations. But it really does speak, and it is that thing that pulls us through. Amber, you've been very quiet. I know you're still in sharing mode, but
I actually just finished.
Oh, look at that. Look at me, Sixth Sense and all. We've always talked about different music and how it kind of makes you feel. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
I missed the beginning of the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, just like, what are your thoughts as far as like the way that music kind of transforms and transports somebody into a show or takes them through the show?
I do think that it just, we always use that example with the dementia patients,
yes.
Where
we do
those people.
We just start like my stepdad, we just start playing music and
and it brings people who have lost every fragment of their memory, and it just brings them back to.
Wasn't there was a memory. Again, mush brain? Maybe either one of you could help. There was a woman that was an opera singer. I feel like she was an opera singer, and they started to play some sort of religious opera music, and she was nonverbal, completely muted, and then she just started to sing.
I think it was a ballerina.
I know the ballerina, but there was another one that did she started singing "Oh Holy Night" or something. I don't know. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And then it also translates to fun, but it's a fun way of presenting a serious topic, or just fun. Look at Rock of Ages. Look at Jesus Christ Superstar. If we could talk all about that in a minute too.
Look at Hamilton, presenting history in a way where people are able to remember and get into it. And people are like, hell, I wish I knew about this story when I was back in school.
Right. Yeah. I think, and Adam, I know that we talked about this a little bit. There was a little boy that came up to you at the end of the show that I saw and was like just so in love with it. And do you remember your response when all of that was, I think it was the dad that said something like, we just wanted to say thank you. And you asked him like, what do you think? And he was like, it's so cool. And you had a really great response that was like really heartwarming.
Well, I hope this is right because I hate to miss this question, but I think what you're talking about is it said to him, I wrote this for you.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, absolutely. Opera is this fantastic art form. But like with a lot of things from, years past, even, if you talk about early jazz, if you don't have specific training or knowledge or experience,
right,
it's very difficult to come in off the streets and enjoy it. I'm a firm believer, like artists can create whatever they want to create. I have no issue with that. But if you can't bring somebody in off the streets and immediately enjoy it without a lot of information, then I think that's problematic.
Yeah.
I think my first goal with Giovanni was to entertain. If it wasn't entertaining, we had no business.
It's entertaining.
And then if I could kind of tell a story that's compelling and then maybe have some messages in there, all of that, that's true. So, with young kids, really anybody. I mean, when I was a kid back, years and years and years ago, I had a pretty good music education in elementary school. Like I know a lot of American folk songs. I know a lot of things that I was taught, in elementary school. And I'm not saying I was an opera expert, but at least I understood kind of where that was going. But, without a deep-rooted music education or lots of exposure to opera as a kid, you can't just walk in and enjoy 4 hours of this music in a foreign language in a time period that you don't connect to. Sure. People love it. They admire it. They appreciate it. But and in 2026 with our TikTok culture, we don't experience things the same way. So I still think Mozart's music is the greatest music of all time, and it needs to be heard. And I know for a fact that he would be devastated to find out that his operas did not speak to the audience the way that he wanted them to in this day and age.
You think he'd be devastated, or do you think he'd have an idea that things change with time? Like we always have this like popular saying of like it's like it speaks in like the time it was made. Like it's true for the time of when
maybe, but I think
also if Mozart was talking to us now, man, I would be a little bit scared.
Well, yeah, me too, because I don't speak German.
Fair enough. I mean, maybe in all of these hundreds of years, he's learned English in the afterlife.
I wonder if he ever spoke English. He might have. I don't know. It's hard to, I think the answer would be no. I think if his music had just disappeared because it didn't speak with the times, it would be one thing. But it's persevered. But it's now become, I think, and people have written about this, it's become a thing that you observe. You sit in the back and you watch it unfold. It's a museum.
I know you're done with this, yeah.
And there's a
separation between house and show.
Yeah.
And you made sure that you bridged that gap.
Yeah, and it really wasn't brain surgery. It was just by putting it in English. By putting in English in a compelling way. Which nobody, a few people have done. There's maybe 1 or 2 recordings of English libretti. Look at me sounding so snobby. Of English librettos. But what I did that was different than anybody else, to my knowledge, and maybe I'm wrong, is that I omitted all the Italian repetition. So in traditionally in Mozart operas, his collaborator, would write maybe 4 lines of Italian text, and Mozart would write 32 lines of music, which means a lot of repeated text, which is gorgeous to listen to, but in a TikTok world, in a theater, it's just terribly non-compelling theater. So I gave them new things to say. I can't remember what it's
And
called.
you stuck in some very like today's like language too.
Yeah, well, that's just me being a pain in the ass to my children.
Or as somebody in the show would say, booty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a lot of inside jokes. There's a lot of somebody wrote something about jokes high and low, like highbrow jokes and lowbrow jokes, which means it's a nice way of saying that I was being elitist with some of my comedy. And
But
then
that's how
being down
every
like
theater
lowbrow.
is. No, but that's how
Yeah.
every show is. Because,
Well,
and Amber and I talk about it all the time. You've got stuff in like, even let's say Death Becomes Her. And Death Becomes Her, unless you're part of a certain dynamic, you're going to be like,
yeah,
what is the grinder sound? What?
that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
there are a few jokes in there that I wrote, and I've always done this. I've always written jokes. Like if I know a joke is funny, or if
Mhm.
it makes me laugh, and you don't understand it, that makes me laugh even more. So I wouldn't do a whole show like that because that's just ridiculous. But I don't
I
mind.
would.
I don't mind putting things in there. Like even my cast would be like, I don't get this joke. I said it's funny, and if you don't get it, I'm sorry, but you got to say it. So there's a couple of jokes in there that are just for my best friend and I. But then there's plenty of jokes. I hope that it sort of appeals to a broad range of people. And even the age difference in the cast was enough that some of the jokes, some of the cast would get, and some of the jokes the rest would, and that just tickled me to no end.
That's even better. Well, now, what made you choose this opera over others? Because I know you said you've always had a love for Mozart and opera.
You're not going to like my answer.
That's fine.
I
mean, I might love it. You don't know.
So I'm not really an opera guy. I do appreciate opera, and I studied opera singing in college, but I'm not like Mr. Opera in my headphones. I mean, I did listen to more opera than most people do, but I can't tell you.
You weren't rocking out to Amadeus? Okay.
Well, that movie, yes, but I'm not.
I think everyone did.
Yeah,
I would hope so, or at least a Falco.
I'm not like your traditional. I'm a musical theater guy. I can talk about musical theater.
Yes, we have talked about this one.
Yes.
Adam, one of Adam's very first things he ever said to me is, "I'm afraid that all I'm ever going to talk about around you is making musical theater like comments and quotes." And I'm like, "That's okay," but he'll catch me off guard. He'll say something and I'll be like, "What?" He's like, "Come on, you don't know this?" No.
Yeah, I'm older than you. So again, I'm not opera guy, but when I decided that there's a possibility to take classical music, and by classical music I mean the classical period of music, the period of Mozart up to Beethoven, a little before, a little after, but whatever. And and so I thought, well, my original thought was to do a record of art songs, German art songs by Franz Schubert. And a friend of mine said, nobody's going to buy that record. I said, okay, well then let me go back to my roots, which is musical theater. Maybe I can do an opera. And I literally did a Google search for the world's greatest operas. And 10 of them popped up. Two or three were Mozart. And I thought, oh, Don Giovanni. Yeah, that. I knew enough about it from what I had learned as a kid, what I'd learned in music school, and oddly enough from Amadeus. And I thought, and I looked at it like, yeah, because I understood the beginning very well, and I understood the ending very well.
Sure.
And the middle was just sort of Italian mush that I had to go figure out. But that was really it. I mean, it was not like, it's not like I've been in the opera world for decades directing opera and singing opera. It was just, I want to tell a story that's already exists. I want to keep it true to the original.
Freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, and it was really just like, what's the world's greatest opera? And boom, Don Giovanni came up.
Yeah, but I think that you were led to that path, so I don't hate that.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then did you float around other genres before settling on rock, or was it like were you like, this is going to be like a full out rock opera from the get go, or were you?
That's a great question. What the genre came first? Rock came first.
Yeah.
And I picked an opera that would fit. I understand. If I pick something like from later times, I'm going to really sound like opera guy now, like Bizet or Puccini. Or one of the more romantic.
I mean, you have to have a certain amount of knowledge. I
do. I mean, I do have a cursory knowledge of opera. I just am not as there are people that are way more.
Sure.
So I knew if I picked something later in music history, rock wouldn't work. It would need to be more jazz because the musical language of Puccini and those later composers is more dense, for lack of a better word. Than
Right.
Mozart is very triadic. It's
Yeah.
very much if it's major, minor, seventh, and then seventh chords. And whereas you get into and that's what rock is. There's not a lot of seventh chords in rock. But when you get into jazz and you start getting the 7, 9s, and 11s, all these really complicated textures, and in my mind, I'm not well enough versed in jazz that I could sit down. I knew I could just do it with Mozart.
You mean you want it to be Mozart's Don Giovanni jazz concert?
Yeah, I don't think that would work. I think
big band sounds. Okay, I kind of
Right.
I think maybe La Boheme. I mean, it was Rent, but maybe La Boheme would work with a jazz.
Dude,
ensemble.
I think this is the birth of a new creation.
Well, yeah, I don't know that. There are a couple of other classical operas I would like to do. Hopefully, I'll inspire somebody to then pick up the torch and go. Somebody who really understands jazz in a way that I don't. I mean, I've thought about it. I could do it, and maybe I will do it. Anyway, hello, commissions. Anybody out there with money? But
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if anybody's listening and you trying to get inspiration, let me just say this, and I'll say it a million times before I die. It has to still be Mozart. It has to be Puccini. It has to be Verdi. It has whoever's piece it is. It really needs to be. I would joke with my musical theater friends that all this is a revival with a new book and new orchestrations. And you really, in my opinion, I'll tell you another anecdote. We did the studio recording at a recording studio on 9th Avenue, and the guy's name escapes me. And hang on, I gotta look it up because I feel bad because he's a great guy and everybody knows him. John Kilgore, thank you. Oh my God, John, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. John Kilgore, he was a phenomenal guy, little teeny studio. He's got a few Grammy Awards. He should have a whole shelf full, but he's the next. I wouldn't say he's the next generation before me, and so he's a rock guy. He's a pop guy. He's everything in between, and he's done some classical stuff. And after the first 30 minutes we took our first break after the tracking when the instruments are laying down their tracks. He came out of the booth and he said, this thing could have really sucked bad. And that was my way of knowing, okay, this guy likes it and I've done something right. And I know that it's because I stayed true to Mozart. If I had tried to improve Mozart, like every shitty movie you've ever seen that you got this book, and it's like, why did you change these things? It worked fine in the book.
500 iterations of Fantastic Four and Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that's the problem. Directors, movie directors, I would say stage directors and producers want to improve upon the material. There's a great, I can't remember what it was, but when they were talking about My Fair Lady and, Pygmalion was the source material, and then they made My Fair Lady. And I don't really know how close they are. I've never really read Pygmalion, but I remember reading somewhere that Alan J. Lerner, I think, said Pygmalion is man transforms woman, and My Fair Lady was, and then the woman then transforms the man.
Yeah.
So that was a change. That was a reason to make Pygmalion into a musical. What I think has happened in the last 20 years is that we're just looking for IP that people recognize, and let's throw some money behind it, write some songs, and hope we get something that we can tour with. And
but make sure you do it right.
Yeah, but I don't think it happened. I mean, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. I think most of the adaptations that I've seen have just been done wrong. And what I've seen,
and I think that'll bring us into two things I want to talk about before we go to Broadway news. You bring up My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Have you any opinion on the new version that just opened in San Francisco?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so it's Julie Benko. What else is in this darn thing? Marlo Esparza and Nathaniel Sampley. And I've seen some of like the behind the scenes rehearsal stuff, and like I love Julie Benko. I would have never put her into an Eliza Doolittle kind of thing, but she seems to be really taking it by the reins. So I'm fascinated to see how it's going to play out, because obviously we usually cover like more New York stuff. It's a limited run, and then you also have Jesus Christ Superstar.
Well, that's a whole different animal.
Talk to me about it.
Right.
Well, do you want me to comment on My Fair Lady or Superstar?
Both. Do all of it.
Well, here's the thing about My Fair Lady. It's a beautiful musical, but it's kind of in the same world in terms of accessibility as a Mozart opera.
Yes.
It's 3 hours long. It was written for a different time. Are we producing, these beautiful productions at Lincoln Center of King and I and Carousel, and are we doing them as living, breathing theater pieces, or because they're beautiful moments of our history and our past? I mean, we're too close to them to, sort of put them in the same line as well. Is it a dying art form or what? But I was not fortunate enough to see any of them. I do love My Fair Lady. I wonder, though, if I sat in that theater for 3 hours, as much as I love it, would it speak to me the way that it spoke to audiences in the 50s?
Sure.
Now, as for Superstar, I'm completely and totally 100% biased about Superstar because it was the very first record I ever listened to as a kid.
Really?
So I love it more than anything I know. I mean, I could sit down and write down every single word from My Mind Is Clear Now until Into Your Hands I Commend My Spirit. So Superstar is polarizing for a lot of people for a lot of ways, but if we take the religious aspect out of it, either love or hate Andrew Lloyd Webber. I adore the show. I don't even know if it's his best show. I don't care. It's just like, that's my crack cocaine. Anytime.
Oh, it's Tim Rice, of course.
Well, Tim Rice. And anytime I get any kind of new audio device to play something new, if it was a stereo as a kid, if it was new speakers, and then if it was headphones, the first thing I always put on is Jesus Christ. It's my
any particular song?
Yeah.
And it was, if there was no Jesus Christ Superstar, there would be no Mozart's Don Giovanni Rock Opera.
Look at that. Well, how do you feel about this new cast for the Hollywood Bowl?
I'm very excited to hear anybody's rendition, and I love them all. There's all kinds of foreign language ones. I think Cynthia is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to hear her sing Gethsemane. I want to find out, are you changing the key? Are you going to keep it in the key? Is she going to sing it down an octave?
Well, Amber and I have been questioning, because there's that, like, I can't even say like romantic relationship, the situation between, Jesus and Judas, but you've got Cynthia versus Adam right now. So because I mean, Adam Lambert, hello, but like it's going to be dynamics versus dynamics, so it'll be interesting.
I would buy a ticket and go see it in a heartbeat.
It's only $85. I just checked on the Hollywood Bowl seat. I was like, it's $85?
Really?
That's cheap. That's cheaper than a Broadway show. Yeah.
I love the idea of
I
love the idea. I just saw the announcement today. The cast looks great. I mean, it really looks great.
Truly.
And, I'm a snob.
Shocking.
As great as every cast. I mean, I thought the made-for-TV version was great with
Justin Sargent was in it.
And John
Legend.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't do my homework.
No, I'm sorry. It's Justin Sargent.
But I still go back to the original London cast recording, the concept recording with Ian Gillian and Murray Head and Yvonne Elliman. That to me, I mean, and again, I admit I'm biased and I'm a snob because that brings me back to when I'm like 4 or 5 years old. So it is a lot of fun to listen to in other languages. But I remember coaching a Broadway actor who was going in for an audition for Superstar for the role of Judas, and he was working on his riffs. I said, I'll tell you what, man, if you go back and sing those original riffs that Murray Head came up with, they're going to sound brand new because nobody does them, and you're going to kill the room because there is nothing better, I think, than the way he did those riffs in Heaven on Their Minds. There's just nobody's done like that since because everyone's trying to make it their own. But
I mean, I'm just looking at this cast. Like, you've got Adam Lambert's riffs, and then an acquaintance of mine, I can't say that, Brian Justin Crumb, just got in his Honest, and his voice is phenomenal. I don't see Milo Manheim doing any riffs or Josh Gad doing any riffs, but I definitely think between Philippa, Adam, Cynthia, and Brian, you're going to get every riff there is possible out there.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you right now, I'm not going to like any of them. Not because they're not good, but I just really love the original.
I just hope that they make it accessible. Like, we keep always talking about accessibility, like live stream it or do like what Bonnie and Clyde did and charge like $20. Or do pull a Good Night and Good Luck and make it accessible and not CNN.
You think they're gonna record it and then release it.
They have to.
You'd think they would have to.
With this cast, they have to.
Is this just a commercial production, or is it like raising money for something, or is it just?
I think it's really just it's one day.
Yeah,
it's one weekend. It's the same weekend as Comic-Con. But it's not. It's just part of like their concert series.
Right.
Interesting. We ought to do Don Giovanni as part of their concert series.
We should. I'll get right on top of that.
Please. Extra bonuses for that.
If anybody is looking to host Don Giovanni anywhere, please let us know. And we've got some Broadway news to go over too, right, Amber? I know there's like a slew.
Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of Broadway news.
Adam, you wanna give us
your time if we want to recap a little
I'm
bit.
good. Adam, you good to give us some Broadway news?
I have nothing for you on Broadway news.
No, you just get to hang out and give us your opinion.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's something I have an actual opinion on, I'll speak up. But if I don't, I won't make something up. That's my gift to my children. That I don't. If there's something I don't know, I won't pretend that I do. But if there's something that I do know, you better listen because I
fair enough. Well, we already talked about Jesus Christ Superstar and My Fair Lady. Amber, you wanna get in there?
Yeah. So my personal
my tiny sunglasses and
favorite annual event happened this Sunday.
Yes,
as you know, Broadway Barks occurred, which is Bernadette Peters.
I love.
Event.
Her nonprofit?
Her nonprofit. Yes, thank you. I was like, her event.
I was like, I saw that like loading.
Thank you. Her nonprofit that she founded with Mary Tyler Moore, where they have just like a bunch of rescue animals that they just like show off in Schubert Alley, and they try to like get them homes and just like it's awesome. It's just a fantastic like way to like raise awareness and just like get people out there and like get people's pets out there and just have a great time with Broadway stars singing songs with their pets and having fun and with cute puppies.
Did you see the correlation between one of your favorite shows and Broadway Barks?
Did I see?
Yes. I have the video. Should we show everybody the video?
Of course.
What'd you say, Adam?
I said, oh my gosh, I can't take it.
Oh no. It's let me see, I can't get the full screen. So do you want to preface this, Amber, to everybody that's watching and to Adam?
So a certain show utilizes Schubert Alley every day as part of their show. They walk through. They walk down Schubert Alley as part of their show. They sing a little ditty and they walk back into their show. And then they
sing a little ditty?
Evita, right?
Yes.
No, it's Evita. Yes. Yes.
All right. So I have the video.
Sunset Boulevard actually had a little interaction with Broadway Barks on Sunday, and it was adorable. So let's go look and see what
Here we go.
Pick up. service. And if I'm honest, I like the lady. I know being.
Looking for it in hiding.
I'm treading water, taking her money, watching her sunsets. Well, it's changed a lot over.
I mean, just
So cute.
so special. But
Yeah,
also
so fun.
Bernadette holding the dog,
Holding the dog, like poking
give him
out.
the
Yeah,
space.
absolutely. I love that.
Adam, have you gotten a chance to see sunset yet?
I have not. I've been a little tied up the last couple of months, so I haven't
You
really
have?
seen much of anything. Yes.
All right, Amber, what else do you got for us?
Yeah, so that happened. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is like not Broadway affiliate. There is a Breaking the Binary Theater Festival happening, and L. Morgan Lee will be directing Laverne Cox, Alex Newell, Peppermint, Betty Who, Jonathan Van Ness, and a whole bunch of people, and the Drowsy Chaperone at Carnegie Hall, which will be very cool. I know there's lots of Drowsy Chaperone fans. Like, that's another one that's like kind of niche that like I see lots of searches in our Etsy shop for bracelets for. So if you're ever in need of a bracelet, check out our Etsy shop.
Amber doing her own commercial. I love this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and then I will say Cheyenne did bring up, she said, did you guys see, it's a quick piece of news that has not been brought up yet, but Leo Salonga is getting a star on the Walk of Fame.
That's amazing. I did not see that.
That is amazing.
This is another really Amber pointed piece of news, but
shocking.
Lorde finally went and saw John Proctor as the villain, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because
you want to tell people why? Yeah,
is leaving, or I think just played her final show. So it's really cool because the Lorde song "Green Light" plays a really big part in the show. So for a long time, people were like, "Lorde, go see the show, go see the show," and like. So Lorde finally went and saw it, and it was huge. So,
no, and that's something that Adam, I know we talked about this a little bit too. Like having people from the community that are like big names coming and visiting and being part of the show, like coming to view the show or like just stopping and saying hello. Like, do you have a favorite moment of that, whether either one of your shows or, you know, something that you've seen across the board?
Well, we didn't quite get there.
Down the road, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I will tell you, I won't say who it is because I don't want to put her on the spot, but when we were in...
It was me. That's fine.
When we were in rehearsals, a very big, famous Broadway star was next door to us in the studio. I didn't know that, but we were kind of waiting for our turn to go in, and she came out, and my cast freaked out.
Oh.
And I said to her, she may have said something like, "What's going on here?" I said, "Will you come see our show?" She said, "What show is that?" So I went up and I talked to her. I put my hand out, and she was very sweet. And I said, "Here's my card." I said, "Well, do you want?" She said, "Yeah, I'll come. Do you want me to contact you through your publicist?" She said, "No." I said, "Can I give you my number?" She said, "Yeah." So she probably eventually would have come. She's also very, very busy, as they all are. But I do look forward to the moment. As the producer and the director, what's going to happen is I won't even be there because once the show opens, there's nothing left for me to do but be in there.
Well, you'll make an exception, I'm sure.
But you may not, but you don't always know. Sometimes you get,
And a lot of people don't know that, Adam. That's actually educating some of our viewers. They don't know that the director is not there at every show or the producer is not there at every show. You guys kind of do all your work beforehand. You come in, you make sure the show is frozen and set, and then you don't have to be because you're not live directing. It's not like a film or TV shoot where you're live directing. It's done, and then you're just making minor tweaks here and there.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I'm a very hands-on guy, and the thought of not, something that I've created that I don't really have any say in once it's up is very unusual to me. Yeah. And so I had to get used to that.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And I will say that, and I don't think Amber even knows this, Adam, you've worked with one of me and Amber's favorite female performers.
Yes.
Carrie Butler.
Oh, yeah. I've actually worked with Carrie on 2 separate occasions. She's fantastically talented and a nice person.
Amazing. Yeah. She's wonderful.
And
Just
I
a
bring
light.
Oh, and Adam and I have sat there and obsessed over her riffs for Proud Mary because that's his riff.
No, not Proud Mary.
Not Proud Mary.
Son of a Preacher Man.
Yes, you know what I meant.
Yeah, so now
you know what I meant.
Yeah. So she came in. I was doing these shows at BB King's Blues Club before it shut down. It was called the Quentin Tarantino soundtrack, all the hit songs from Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Jackie Brown. So
cool.
Carrie was one of a few Broadway stars that I had come sing with us, and she sang Son of a Preacher Man. And the arrangement I had written had, at the very end, gave sort of this big pause and the singer this chance to do this riff. And so I don't remember doing it, but I know we did because part of the song, that Carrie came up with this fantastic riff. And then Heather told me that she saw Carrie on the
Broadway Cruise.
And she said she did Preacher Man. I said, I said, really? And I wonder if she did my arrangement, which is funny because, and so then I play the recording for Heather's like, yeah, that's exactly how she sang it. So that's my 15 minutes.
And I bring
awesome.
I bring up Carrie Butler because Beetlejuice coming back to Broadway, they are pushing so hard on social media right now.
Yeah.
And Carrie is kicking some ass in Heather's right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this big conspiracy theory that's going on between Heather's and the general public?
No.
And Amber, this is a bone we like to pick a lot. Don't record a show. Don't take
yeah. Actually, I did see that. Yeah.
Unless you were invited to do so, or it's okay, like 20-Sided Tavern, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
So, and I commend the hell out of everybody over at Heather's. Adam, I'm very curious of your insight onto this one too. Heather's put out a post, and it was very polite. It wasn't even rude. I'm going to see if I can find the original post. Essentially, what they said was,
it was like, hey, Westerberg, hi, like, keep it at Westerberg. Don't record the show, basically.
Yeah. Like, plain and simple, like, they weren't rude about it. I'm going to find the actual original post because I have the one that I made, too.
Well, you won't be surprised to find out that I have very specific thoughts on recording shows. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, I'm very surprised about that.
She says
very, very shocked. Oh, my God, where is it? I want to read the actual terminology because they did it in such a polite way and people are flipping their minds. Anyways, so yeah, they were just like, hey, we're really excited for you guys to be here, but like freeze your brain and have some big fun, like put the phones away. That is a normal thing for theater.
Right.
But there were some articles, and I will say Broadway World was one of the bigger ones that posted about it, that the comments section was nasty. And I was kind of upset about it because I'm like, how do you even behave that way? Let me see. Here's the official article. So Heather's Musical has denounced bootlegs taken by audience members in a new statement. And somebody was like, I wish more productions would create professional recordings. Yes, we agree. Someone else said, when is the theater community going to realize that when clips go viral on TikTok, it creates more hype about the show? Well, but let the professionals do it. Then someone says, first, Heather's would be no more than a footnote in an off-Broadway history if not for the bootlegs that played a major role in its cult following. With that being said, once a pro shot is out, bootlegs seem silly, so I agree with that. It does have a nice pro shot available. No further bootlegs need to be made, correct?
Yeah.
Now, is it an okay thing to do if you are the marketing team for the show and you just happen to release a song that hasn't been made public yet and it's a directive from the show directly? Yes, go look at Joy the Musical fan group. But is it okay to do that just to be like, look, let me see how many clicks I can get and likes on this? No.
Right.
Adam, I'm sure you have something to say, and it might be the opposite of me.
Well, I'm not sure that my thoughts really tie into this whole conversation. But,
it does.
No,
I
because,
want your opinion as from that side, from creators' side.
Well, from from the creator side, I have always worked very hard my career to get everything videoed. And I will tell you, maybe I've got 20 hours of video. I've watched about 4 minutes of it. Because here's the thing. The memory of the show is always better than the actual video of the show. So I will also say, I'll probably speak out of both sides of my mouth. I will also say that part of live theater is being in the room with other people experiencing it. Live theater is never perfect, so it's not fair to memorialize people's imperfections. It is a lot of fun to go back and see video clips of, these bootlegs. They are fun to watch, but and I understand why people do it. Your point of, and I hadn't considered of, if you're doing it just for likes, that's not really cool.
Right.
But I see it both ways. It is part of our culture.
Yes.
People are videoing much more diabolical things surreptitiously than a Broadway show.
Yes, and they're not even sly about it. I always tell my story where somebody had a tablet up during the boat scene of Phantom, and I was like,
a tablet?
A freaking tablet!
I saw somebody eating sushi during Phantom when I saw it. Like a full-on 2 people eating sushi.
Good for them.
Nothing surprises me. I don't know.
I would have just reached over and taken a piece.
Now we get into the or smacked it out of their hands. Now we get into the whole debate of, the drain on society that cell phones have brought.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get your kid, your junior high kid, to stop, scrolling all day, then we can talk about, let's not video the Broadway shows. Unfortunately, it's not going away.
Yeah.
People will find, there was an episode of What's Happening. The Doobie Brothers were in concert at What's Happening, and was it Rerun had been approached by some diabolical figures to record the concert with like an old cassette recorder, and he had it he was in the front row, and they had made friends, I think, with the Doobie Brothers, and his cassette recorder came flying out of his pants, and people were like, "Oh my God!"
Thank God it was just his cassette recorder.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's not going away. I don't know that
it's not going away, but yeah, go ahead.
I don't know that it doesn't do any real damage to the people in the production. I don't think it does. It's inherent.
Well, I think I'll speak with both sides of my mouth, because Amber and I think you and I are very much in the same mindset. If there's a show that we want to see that hasn't, and I'm going to put ourselves both out on blast with this, Amber, we both love Swept Away. There happens to be a slime tutorial of Swept Away that we wanted to kind of relive that show before we did our interview with Matt DeAngelis. It was there. It made it more accessible for a show, but that show's no longer happening. If somebody is recording all of Wicked, and I don't want to ruin that for myself, but I think it's a show that's closed, or if it's somewhere that's never, Clueless, that just opened up in the West End and is closing. As terrible as I've heard it is, I would still be curious to see it. Or there's a lot right now of bootlegs of Boop, and RIP to Boop, as they've closed yesterday afternoon. That's part of our Broadway news. Amber, are you okay over there? Talking to the ghost?
Yep.
That's the foster pup, everybody. That's Sunday. Her puppies were given to their new homes, so she's going crazy. But a lot of people just can't give it up. And I want it to be accessible for people. I do. But it's a matter of respecting the people. And if you want to record, don't put the whole thing up the entire time.
So if you're going to record, don't be a jerk about it. That's true. And that's, if you're at Disney World watching the fireworks,
everybody has their phones up.
Yeah. Then that's the other thing too. Now you're missing the experience because you're filming it.
I saw a picture that a tour guide in New York that I follow, he does private tours through the city. It's really cool, but he wound up taking this family that he was touring, decided to reroute and do the Ham for Ham that just recently happened with Sarah Snook and everybody. And he posted a picture, and it's just a bunch of people with their phones up, and I was like, that's today's society. There's like this whole other wall up.
Yeah.
And our group and our masquerade group, they are losing their minds because people are like, well, do you think it's going to be okay if I take pictures of videos? No, it's fully immersive. Just like Sleep No More, they made you to put your phones away. So you have true believers of put the phones away, lock them up tight, turn them off. You've got the people who are like, I'll just sit and scroll and text my friends during the show, who are disconnected. I want to sit and really give myself to the show. But if there's something like, that I've already discussed with the production ahead of time, and I'm like, hey, I just want to like have this memory of this like one image or like this one note. Is it okay? I'm not giving the approval for it. I just think like use your best judgment. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just at the end, I don't know.
Or do you, as production side, Adam, or do you encourage like, hey guys, like feel free to use your phones to take photos and videos, just no flash, because then it's not so secretive and people, it's not like, oh, I'm the only person that got this video or this photo of this performer doing this thing on the stage.
Well, that's an interesting question because we kind of went around a little bit in my office about that. And I really wanted people to record it because I wanted to spread the word, for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But then there's union things to consider. And so I didn't push hard for that. But if you're going to record it, then whoever needs to get compensated needs to get compensated. And that's, then if people say, well, they're getting paid to do the show. Yeah, they are getting paid to do the show, but they're not getting paid to have it recorded. And that's a different art form. And that's something.
Correct. Because people also forget like equity contracts.
Yeah.
You have to give at least like the most recent one I did was a showcase, but you have to give 24-hour notice if any media is going to be there. You also have to give like a 72-hour notice if any professional photos or video are going to be taken too. So everybody has to give prior approval. It has to go to the chain of command.
And it's not in that sense. It's not fair to the performers.
Correct.
But
plus it's distracting too, I'm sure.
Well, it can for sure be distracting.
Yeah. Especially if somebody forgets to turn their flash off.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I went to go see Broadway Sings to go see my friend Justin Sargent. And I was there and I was ready and I was so excited and I had turned my flashlight on to find something in the cutting room because it was dark. And for the first 20 seconds of the video, I realized I was literally in his face with a flashlight and you could hear me on the recording go, shh. And then as soon as I got done, I went over to him. I was like, I am so sorry. He's like, I didn't even notice because there were so many lights on that stage. And I was like, okay, cool. But like, I felt so terrible because that's distracting and blinding.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's at best, it's impolite to be doing.
I just wish that people would proceed with caution.
Just put your phone down and enjoy the show. You paid $3,000, so just sit down and relax. If you want to see it, you want to record. I mean, it's just so dumb.
I'm making a shirt. Just put the damn phone down and relax.
It's really the same argument. It's not specific to Broadway and shows. It's the same argument about you're going to go watch your kid's soccer game or you're going to record it.
Fair.
Be in the moment.
How many times do you need to record the same? You're talking about the fireworks at Disney. How many times do you need to record the same thing?
You know how many Disney fireworks photos I have on my phone? Not as many as my dog, but certainly more than my children.
But I do too. And it's like, I don't even oh my God,
see, that's why I foster because I always have different dogs. So I have to.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And she always changes.
I have to. It doesn't count.
Yeah, it's not. And no one wants to watch your videos or your. I mean, I guess people do watch the bootlegs, but I don't know.
If it's good, and I'm saying.
There are things in this world that I can control and things that I can't control and things I can't control. I try not to get my brain. I got other things. My brain is
fair. No, that's for sure.
Only so much I can process.
Yeah.
Amber, do we have anything left in our Broadway news today?
Yeah, I'll just do like a quick rundown of like the last couple of news items. Hey, that are there. Wow. Why are you freaking out? All right. So yeah, as you mentioned, Boop closed on Broadway yesterday. Very sad. We miss you, Boop. We are sad about Boop. We could go see Boop. We can't go see Boop. Maybe happy ending. We'll be having a cast album signing at the Drama Bookshop, July 29th at 1 p.m. So
already
that's
sold out. It sold out in like less than an hour.
It's already sold out. So the only way to get tickets is like resale, if that's even a thing. I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina single was released on July 11th. Evita, Rachel Zegler. It is the moment. It is amazing. I don't know if you've been listening. I listened. I loved it. She's so good. Like, I know she gets a lot of hate, but I think she's amazing.
I'm wearing my Romeo and Juliet shirt in protest of the haters.
Yeah, I think
that thing. Video it all you want.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely. When she comes out on the but the producers want that. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
100% correct. That's exactly. That is the reason that Jamie and Andrew Lloyd Webber, the full production team, said, we're putting it out there. We want that traffic, just like the walk at Sunset Boulevard. Like, look at how much that went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends at Broadway Cares awarded more than $2.1 million in grants supporting organizations around the country.
Awesome.
We love Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS. They do amazing work. Please support them if you can. They're just a great organization. They put on great things. They put on great events.
And we're still running our promotion with our partnership with them that if they purchase one of the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS bracelet through our Etsy shop, that they are going to get a donation from us specifically.
Yes. And they're just a great organization. So they're awesome. Broadway in the Park is still going on every Thursday at noon. Broadway in Bryant Park. So if you are in the city, be sure to check that out. That will be happening this Thursday. It happened last Thursday. I believe it is 4 Thursdays every week in July. So be on the lookout for that.
We have a message from Michael Drolet. I'll just post it there.
Perfect. Hi, Love you too, Michael.
I'm gonna personally shout out Michael, who's one of the best people in the whole wide world, who just got a car. So I'll be
yay. And then last but certainly not least, Paranormal Activity stage play will be touring the U.S. before haunting London's West End. I saved this for last because knowing Heather is a very interesting experience. So
wait, you gotta preface that with in the best way possible, because Adam, you could agree, right?
I get tagged in this.
I'm just agreeing wholeheartedly. I don't know exactly where she's going with this.
Facebook post on like Friday afternoon that's like, hey, there's this like paranormal convention in Waterbury, Connecticut. Like and like I need someone to help me run my booth. Like, are you available? And it's like Bill Slevin, like the paranormal investigator, like the Bill Slevin, he's
kind of like pretty famous in the paranormal community. You're a psychologist. Yeah, and he's a friend of mine who needed help. And so I tagged Amber and I was like, do you want to help? And now Amber has worked her very first paranormal Comic-Con.
So that is what I did. And you know how Heather was saying that she was going to be meeting some people at Comic-Con? I ended up meeting
Johnny Zaffis.
Eddie Munster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's cool, too.
Butch Patrick.
Patrick, yes.
Oh, my God. I'm just like in TV rerun heaven.
Yeah. Why is Adam in TV rerun heaven? Because I'm interviewing the reunion of Happy Days in a couple of weeks.
So it was a crazy weekend. Thanks to Heather.
Oh, jeez. You're so welcome. You're welcome. So much, I think. You're welcome. Were there any like weird things that happened?
Not really. There were definitely some
unique individual personalities that were there.
But
Bill is also like he worked for the Warren Foundation and society, and he's a keeper of Robert the Doll. and like very much like he's good at what he does. And he's going to eventually come on the show and talk some paranormal stuff and the history of Broadway theaters and paranormal hauntings. So I'm so excited about that. Yeah. And yeah, you know what? You met Eddie Munster, but I've met John Aston. I don't know. I'm going to try to one up you. I just felt like doing that. No, it's very cool. I'm glad that you had a good time. And no, that's not the end of our Broadway news though, Amber, is it?
I guess not.
We have one giant announcement. I'm happy that Adam is here. Friend to me, friend to the show, friend to Amber. But I am very happy to announce that the Broadway Fan Club podcast is officially part of the Broadway Podcast Network.
Yes.
As of today. So
good for you.
Yes. So thank you. So we are signed on the dotted line kind of thing, and they will be helping us grow this exponentially. So same bat time, same bat channel every Monday night, 8 p.m.
Bert Ward.
Yeah. Oh, Burt Ward. Night. I mean, you're cool. We're all cool here. That's why we have a show. Sunday is cool. The little puppy that's barking at everything behind Amber right now. It's great. Yes, the Cheyenne says Gomez Adams. Adam, I am going to send people over to the website. I still want them to check everything out because of the soon-to-be tour announcements. Possibly stay tuned. So make sure you check out www.d like Don, G like Giovanni, rocks, then S at the end.com. So DG Rocks. You can also go to the Broadway Fan Club website. You can see the fan group that is being run right from there as well. And you'll see our direct link over to our bracelet bonanza, which will take you to our Etsy shop where we are running all sorts of fun specials. Bracelets for days. So if there's something you like or something that you would like to see, please let us know. And I know a lot of people have been asking us, like, especially in Masquerade Group, where can people spend some time and be safe for housing in New York for a couple of days? We have a great partnership with the W in Times Square and the West in Times Square. You just need to use the cluster code or the corporate code E7103. So Adam, is there any final parting words you would like to provide to our wonderful viewers and listeners?
No, go check out our website, go check out the recording, go see what we've done. Phenomenal cast, and I want the world to see these guys. They're just so good. And the composer's not bad either. Mozart, he's worth knowing.
I was gonna say the original composer's good, but the new guy is all right.
I think it's all Mozart. I just coded it in a little bit differently is all I did. But
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna encourage people to get in on the ground floor of the show, because the show is going to blow up. It is so good. And I wouldn't have reacted the way it did and got you on a show if I didn't.
I appreciate that. It's nice.
I got you. Amber, any parting words for anybody?
Nope. Thank you.
No, that's all she wrote for me. I'm good.
Oh, we got a delay for a second. Adam, you're saying it's fun for what?
No. The last word was from Amber's dog. That's all we need.
Oh. I think it's the storm is delaying me by a couple seconds. I'm so sorry, guys. That's fine. Amber shook her head. Yes.
Look at them picking her head out like a meerkat.
She is like a meerkat. Amber, is she going to become a permanent part of your mother's family?
My mom is really trying. She's really trying.
Her mom is trying.
I might have to adopt by proxy, so we'll see what happens. Ooh, you're loud.
Sunday is ferocious. So she was renamed to Sunday, and then her puppies were Butterscotch. Well, are Butterscotch, Graham Cracker, and Marshmallow.
Too much. Okay.
It's amazing. All right. We appreciate you guys. Adam, thanks for hanging out.
Anytime.
This is just the beginning. Cannot wait. Everybody, thank you for spending your probably rainy Monday night here with us. And we'll see you guys next Monday at 8 p.m. Again, make sure you go check out Don Giovanni on the website, dgrocks.com. And our website, thebroadwayfanclub.com. And feel free to hit up Adam and tell him how incredible he is. And if you're looking to host the event anywhere in your town, just let us know and we will get you guys in touch with the right people and make sure it happens.
Fantastic.
Appreciate you guys. Have a lovely rest of your week and we will see you then. Ciao.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. That's so long.